Hello, and welcome to the video for keyword selection in research. My name is Dennis Miles, Reference and Instruction Librarian here at Texas Wesleyan University. This video will cover how to select keywords for searching in databases. This is specifically designed for students in the education graduate program or undergraduate program. This is the content of this video. On the left side it displays the topic, and on the right it tells you where that particular topic is covered in this particular video in minutes and seconds. So this can help you to zoom to just exactly the part that you want. Before you start typing in things randomly, either in Google or in one of our databases, you want to have a general idea of what you're looking for. Research typically begins with a broad subject or topic. At the beginning, you just have an idea of what your topic might be. So here we're going to look at the topic of education. Now, we know that education as a topic is way too broad, so narrowing your topic down would be a very wise thing to do. So a narrower topic would be teacher control, and then still narrower, teacher control in a classroom. Now, when you're doing research, you need to get to the point where you have what's called a research question or research statement, research phrase. This is why you are researching. What do you want to know about the topic that you're going to research? Here on the screen now is an example of a research question. Is positive reinforcement an effective method for maintaining teacher control in a second grade classroom? Now, this research question, if you went ahead and typed it into a database just the way it is on the screen now, you might encounter some problems because there are too many terms. So what we have to do at this point is, once we have a research question, is we have to identify those terms that are the most important in this question. So doing that, we can go to this point here. So now we've identified some key words out of our research question: positive reinforcement, teacher control, and then classroom. Now, if you look carefully at this sentence, you might find that there might be some more keywords also. So there might be some other keywords that you could identify also, like effective in second grade. But you have to be careful when you are identifying keywords in your research statement or question, because if you get too many key terms, you might, when you start searching in databases, you might find that you don't get any results if you put in all your key terms. So you need to identify those that are the most important or the most relevant. So our keywords, we use those to search in databases. These again are the main words in your research question, but they can also be other terms that you have discovered by doing some background research. They can also be synonyms of the main terms in your research question. Now, when we are searching in databases, in addition to your keywords, searching in databases involves using special terms called boolean operators. There are three boolean operators. They are and, or, and not. Now, when we're talking about the and boolean operator, so we have an example here: teacher control and positive reinforcement. So what the database does when you type in both of those terms, it finds only those records that have both of the terms somewhere in the record. And what that does is that it narrows the number of results down. And you want to use and when you need to focus your search, or if you want to add other keywords from your research questions. The second boolean operator is or. So now we have the example here: teacher control or classroom management. And what the database does is it finds those records that has either the first term in the record or the second term. And so what that does is it expands the number of results. And then you want to use or when you want to search by terms that are similar in meaning. So in the example here, you may notice that we have teacher control or classroom management, which are terms that are similar in meaning. Now, the not boolean operator, what the database does is it finds records that contain the first term, but if it also has the second term, it rejects that particular record. So again, not is going to narrow the number of results. And you want to use not if you want to search by terms that have more than one meaning. In this example here, we have football, not soccer. So if the record has the word football and it also has the word soccer in the record, then it will eliminate it because it has the word soccer. Now, you can also use not if you want to eliminate any class of a term or any subpart, like in the example here. Football is played by different types of organizations. So you may have college football, high school football, and professional football. So if you wanted to eliminate professional football, you could say football not professional. Now we're going to take a look at how we can use these keywords and our boolean operators in an actual database. So we're going to look at this journal database, Education Source. Education Source is one of the most comprehensive journal databases on the topic of education. On the screen now is the university webpage. To get to our Education Source database, we need to go click on the library link. Then when we're on the library main page, we need to go up here to resources. And then we need to go to online resources by subject. And then when we get to online resources by subject, then we can go over here and click on the subject that we want, education. And then we look on the list of education online resources and find Education Source. And now we can do our search. We can start off our search by doing positive reinforcement and do the search. At this point, we have our search results. So we have 4,693 records that has the terms positive reinforcement in the record somewhere. Now to add our other terms that we found when we were looking at our research statement, let's click on Advanced Search and add the other terms. So now we have positive reinforcement, teacher control, and classroom. These are the main key terms. So we do the search and we come down to 5. Now there are some other terms that we also identified, such as effective. And notice that to add another row, I am clicking on this plus sign, and then we type in second grade. Now we have all of our key terms in the search boxes. And notice here that before each new term after positive reinforcement, we have the boolean operator and. So it's automatically being inserted into our search. Or and not is also available if you want to use them. Once we do the search here, it goes down to no results. Now this is an example of why you don't necessarily want to use all of your key terms, because it comes down to no results. What do you do if you get no results after putting in your key terms? Do you just give up and say, oh well, there's nothing in this database? No. Here's what you can do when you get no results or too few results after you do your search using your key terms. First, you can try to reduce the number of key terms that you have searched by. Doing this will increase the likelihood that the results that you do find will not be what you want. That is why it is important to determine the most important keywords that must be in your search. Now, back to our example. What we can do here is we can deselect second grade and effective and do the search again. And now at least we have 5 results. A second thing you can do is to substitute terms that mean the same thing as the terms that you used to perform your search initially. These are called synonyms. Here are a couple of places that you could go to that are online that you could look for similar terms. We have the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, and we have another place called thesaurus.com. So if you go there, you can type in your term and then it will tell you all the terms that are similar in meaning. Again, we will go back to our example. We can also substitute some of our key terms for terms that are similar in meaning. So if we take teacher control out and perhaps put classroom management instead, we can do the search again. And now we find out that we have 118, so substituting terms for terms that are similar in meaning will sometimes get you more results. You will discover that you probably will not be able to find all of the sources that you need for your research through only one search. Often, it takes many different searches in which you have to alter the terms used each time before you find sources that are useful. Sometimes you may find a few by doing a search with some key terms, and then you use different terms and you may find a few more, so you may accumulate results by that way. At this point, we are going to stop the video, and so this ends the video for keyword selection in research.